Well, I need to spice this one up a little because Stevenage Walsall in the VIRTU Trophy last 32 is not the most exciting of games. We do have the Gateshead game, which is obviously holding a lot more prestige and a lot more money. So how can I spice this one up? We're playing Stevenage, manager Alex Ravel. They've took it quite seriously so far. 3 straight wins in the group. Gets them through and flying high in League One. They were top, dropped down to second with a 0-0 away at Wigan. They've got the best defence in League One, just conceded 11 goals. But they're not throwing them in too quick, only 19 in 16 games. So, who are we likely to face? Which players? They do make some changes, but now we're into the more interesting phase of the tournament, or approaching the more interesting phase. Will Jamie Reid, their top scorer, 6 in 14, is he going to play? I think probably not. Similar to Walsall, they're in a great position, so they want to be sort of making the most of their league stuff. But we hear the Dans are like to play. Dan Sweeney, wearing number 6, former Forest Green Rovers, of course. Dan Butler, another 31-year-old, former Peterborough and Newport, left back. Dan Phillips, another Dan, wearing number 8, former Gillingham loanee. And then not quite a Dan, but Jordan Roberts, former Crawley, scored 12 in 53 the last time he was in League 2. That was with Stevenage, 22-23 season. So number 11, Jordan Roberts, is a player to watch out for. But the interesting stuff is Matt Sadler. Is he going to continue to treat this the same? Or is he going to play nearer to a first team? I think he's going to stick to the same kind of drill. So, we're likely to have Sam Hornby in goal. Back 3. Rico Brown, I think, will get 90 minutes. Priest was gaining minutes, but now he's into the first team. I think resting him is sensible. Stan Straw could get a full start, and that would be very well earned if he gets that. So possibly he'll start. Given that he may start, maybe Daniel Cox on the left side would not be so wise. So maybe Evan Weir. It'd be nice if Harrison Burke was fit to play, but I don't think that is going to be quite yet. So Evan Weir, Straw and Brown is my prediction. Wing backs, Jid Akiki, let's just call him Jid. We had a conversation on that on the fan chat about how to Okiki, or whatever. So we got a bit confused. So we're going to go with Jid going forward, and he's been really impressive. Vinny, I think Vinny will play on the left. Connor Barrett off the bench, perhaps, if we need him to. But a little bit of resting that Matt Sadler's doing of Connor Barrett makes perfect sense. So I'm liking that. Now, the midfield 3, Lewis Warrington or Comley to start in the CDM role. So that'll be an interesting one. I think we'll start Warrington. You have got to have at least 4 first-teamers effectively in the team. But I think we're going to be well on for that. So who's going to play ahead of Warrington or Comley? Ram. He couldn't play in the last game. So is Ram going to play in this game? I think maybe he'll get 45 minutes. So maybe switching with Lakin. So having 45 minutes each with Lakin, because he has been playing for Tamworth. Got some highlights actually from last weekend. And he's starting to do some good stuff. Got an assist. As you can see, I'll sort of just put the detail in there. And that one is looped. Nearly went in. And then won a penalty as well. Which sadly Tamworth didn't convert. On the right side of midfield, Ryan Finnegan, making the use of him while we've got him, I think, is probably wise. So I think keeping him in there, and then again having Courtney Clark off the bench is another option. So I think having Courtney Clark and Ram on at the same time would probably not work so well. So maybe Lakin and Courtney Clark, and then switch in for Finnegan and Ram. Perhaps something like that. But up front is where it's interesting. With Elvis currently injured, we really don't want to be overstressing Jamil Matt. So it's going to be a start for Adoma, I would think. And then Carnu. Is it going to be Carnu, or are we going to try to have Kemar Roof, giving him an extended run? Having those two up front, would Adoma and Roof would be a completely new lineup, new front pairing. Where's the target man in that? Or could we perhaps test out not going too long and playing it up the wings with Vinny and Jid? So interesting one. Interesting one. I think a lot of people aren't that bothered by this competition, but there's money on offer. 20 grand for the winner in this one, in this round. But then it goes up to 40 grand for the winner of the third round. So that the money starts stepping up if we were to win this game. But that's pales into insignificance compared to the FA Cup. Gateshead away on Sunday, 3:30 kickoff, I think it is. If we win our second round tie, that's 79.5 grand. That's prize money plus all the TV money. And then that steps up to 121 grand if we were to get through the third round. So there's some money popping about. Can Walsall get some of it to sort of help make January easier for us? Last few Januaries haven't been great. There was one thing I need to correct from the fan chat. Daz inferred that Daniel Carnu couldn't go anywhere else because he played in the Cup at the start of the season. I did some research and I said, no, that's not the case. But I was wrong. When I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. Anybody can tell me what that film is. When I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. So yeah, which film is that quote from? Yeah, so the EFL trophy does count as league stuff. So if Daniel Carnu was recalled by Charlton, he would only be able to play for Charlton and not go out to somebody else. So, given they've got 9 strikers, as long as they don't capitulate and start panicking like Stoke did last season, Daniel Carnu will be with us for the season and hopefully get a promotion medal. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Right then, so prediction for this one, Stevenage, over the last few years, they really have sort of lifted themselves up there, doing very well in League One, and going to be a very tough proposition. But Walsall can open teams up, and can we get through their stubborn defence? They brushed Crystal Palace under-21s aside 5-2 in the last of their group games. So there's goals in them. And can Walsall's young guns do well? So it'll be interesting to see how Ram does, and Stan Straw, if he's given extended minutes. That would be interesting as well. We also have McLeod Auburn. He's been coming on late in some of the games and getting minutes. And Paul McAvoy as well. So, and then how about Dylan Thomas? Is he going to be pulled into play? Is Charlie Ragg going to be pulled in for a game? They are out on loan at the minute. But it'd be good to see them get minutes for their home club, as it were. Right then, Walsall Fan TV, thanks for watching. Enjoying the pain. Come on, Walsall.